Week 14, we covered Adobe Animate. I'm going to add a new scene here. This will be on symbols and the library. My library is already loaded up down here in the corner. To get there, you could always go Window, Library. So I'm going to let me get rid of these details because I don't want them. So if I go to my paintbrush. I'm just going to keep this as is. So no stroke, give it a fill. So with my square tool selected, I'm going to have a fill and a stroke. I'll make this yellow. All right. So fill, no stroke. I've got a square on the stage. If I select my square and right-click on it, I can convert it to a symbol. And I can name it. I'll call this square. My initials. Now there's type. There's three types: movie clip, button, and graphic. Graphics you cannot apply effects to. Movie clips you can, such as glow or blur. I'm going to make this a movie clip to demonstrate something to you. And then I click OK. So in my sequence, my animation, I have one frame of animation. Now, I've made this a symbol. This is a movie clip symbol. It is now in my library. There's square, MW, and you can get more information on it just by moving these around. And it tells you it's a movie clip. If you delete something from your library, it deletes it everywhere. So you do not want to delete your files out of the library unless you really want to get rid of everything. Again, you delete it from the library, it's gone everywhere. If I drag it out of the library onto the stage, it becomes an instance. So I can change this. So if I transform this, say I change the scale, I just right-clicked on it to do that. And then I double-click on it. That opened up the timeline for it. So I'm going to go out of there by clicking the arrow or scene. So if I've got this selected and I change it to red, will it let me? Nope, don't think it does. That's fine. But you saw how I changed the scale. This one is still the same. If I drag the clip back onto the stage, it's the same size even though I scaled the instance. I deleted it off the stage, not out of the library. You can tell this is a movie clip or a symbol because of the blue line and the dot in the middle. If I double click on it, I now have the squares timeline. So here's my scene. I double click on my symbol to get the timeline. So let's say I go to frame 5 and I decide to transform this scale, and I scale it up. Oh, sorry, let me hit undo. So I go to frame 5, I insert my keyframe, then I right click, transform, scale, I scale it up, and then I go to frame about 16, insert a keyframe, right click, transform, scale, and I scale it down. I then go between them, right click, create shape tween, go between them, right click, create shape tween. So I've now got this animation going on. If I go back, click the arrow or click on the scene I want to go to, if I click on the back arrow and I'm in my scene, you'll see there is still just one frame. But if I double click on my symbol, I've got about 16 frames right down here, plus this animation going on. What's going on here is this is only previewing this scene, even though the symbol inside the scene has its own independent timeline. To preview this, you hit Command and Enter. So now it's showing me all the different scenes that I'd created for these tutorials, animated out. It's just going through them, but that's how you preview your various animations if you need to. But like again, I had tons of scenes going on, and that's how you see what the movie clip is doing. Command and Enter.